You know what I feel like? I feel like
Yeah.
the world is suffering from right now. Not suffering from, but like kind of there's something that it's called a hidden in plain sight effect.
As long as
Everything
there's some plausible deniability, you can pretend like you don't have to deal with it.
No, meaning like it seems like everything they're doing is hidden in plain sight. Like you show people studies, you show people this, you show people that, and it's almost like I think people can't believe it because it's so obvious. They I have friends that are like, wouldn't don't you think they would hide stuff? I'm like, I mean they are hiding a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of stuff they're not hiding. They have to, if you know anything about evil, they have to telegraph, what's called in sports, telegraphing the pass. They have to show you where they're going to pass. They have to. They must. They can't hide everything. Meaning, it's like a halacha. They're not allowed to hide everything. They have to show you 10%, but the 10% they're showing you is so big. It's such a huge clue. You're just like, if only you looked at that clue and you just uncovered what's beneath that veil, you would find everything. But nobody wants to look.
Yeah, because you know why? I again, I think we've spoken about this, but I blame Hollywood. Hollywood, whenever they're portraying like criminals, like committing like a big heist or a big crime, it's always extremely complex and sophisticated. Like it's a crack team of the greatest experts in every field. Like you have a guy who knows metallurgy, and then you have and then there's a guy who knows how to hack, and they're all like the best, and they're all like super slick. And it gives people the impression that doing stuff is hard.
I mean, it is not easy. These people are coordinating the stuff. The people that are doing this, they did. You know what I mean,
relatively speaking, compared to the way things are shown in the movies, real life is much easier.
Yeah, that's why people tell me, like, you think all these entities coordinated and this and that. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, it's happened before. It's happened in every generation.
All you got to do is communicate, email each other. They all know each other. They all go to the same parties.
Let's get together and talk. All right, let's put some money in. Okay, it's done. That's all they did.
Yeah, it's like the people are stupid. Okay, we have a advertising guy who can make a nice ad for now they have ads on TV. Get your COVID, these nice little cute little COVID vaccine booster ads. It's like there's people that are, just it's not difficult. You can make it in Canva in like 2 seconds. Canva, the app. It's like Photoshop for dummies.
Yeah.
You're paying millions of dollars to a Madison Avenue firm just to make something like that.
Folks,
astounding.
A bunch of guys for a couple of decades have gotten together in some conferences. They've had some conversations. They've decided to invest money in reaching out to political leaders to pay them off, and to even create educational programs to teach future political people that they would be grooming for future politics, right? To install, to promote their agenda, right? So, and then they not only would they teach these kids from youth, once they become grown and they can enter politics, then they would support their campaigns and, bribes. And it's just a bunch of guys getting together, having conversations, and putting money into talking to other people, and and making classes and influencing and advertising.
You know what I imagine? Like Klaus Schwab, when he first started, probably in the 60s or 70s with World Economic Forum, he probably walked in here with it's this cat. He probably walked into the room, and he looked at everything that was going. Somebody showed him I don't know, just a picture of the world, and his reaction was one like Tony Montana. This world is like a big what.
Yeah.
Waiting to be what.
Right.
And it's just so easy for them, it's just like nobody's stopping them.
Right. It's the world is shockingly easy for a psychopath predator to just do, basically, to get really far with what they want to do, because the people are so out of it.
The people are retarded.
Yeah, the people are like, it's it's just like it's not just like, but it's a lot like certain herds, right? Where
Yeah.
they kind of, the way that they respond uh, to danger, right? The way that they sense danger is kind of like if somebody else senses danger.
Yeah.
You understand? And on some level, they respond to. They have some kind of like evolutionary understanding that lions are dangerous, right? But not necessarily some kind of creature that doesn't act like a lion. Like you can come up to a herd. Like why can you can essentially theoretically approach a herd of animals and they won't become alarmed, right? But really, you're much more dangerous than the lion, because if you decide to, you can take, you could take a minigun and just take out the whole herd like this. Like,
Yeah.
remember, like Jesse Ventura's gun in Predator,
Yeah.
right? The minigun, the spinning thing. You could just take out the whole herd,
Yeah.
and so they don't recognize you as a predator. It's something unfamiliar. That's what we're like to Klaus Schwab and these psychopaths. That's what it's like. Okay. They had to wait a while because the previous generation of psychopaths did it during World War II, right? And so people were still kind of remembering what it's like to be attacked by psychopaths. But then as the memory started to fade a little bit, then it became ripe for
not only the memory, but the education. They saw that the education is failing, meaning people don't even know why we got to that point.
They were part of getting things to the point that education would fit. See, look, while in the meantime, between attacks, right? Predators, they like to attack, but first they got to soften up their target.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not going to attack an intelligent, informed, experienced herd.
Yeah.
Because they've already experienced. They know what's up. They're not gonna. It's not so easy to get the drop on them. You got to get them. You got to dumb them down. You got to get them relaxed. You got to get them entertained. You got to get them distracted, and then attack. That's what the psychos have been doing, as you say, for since time immemorial. Is that the right way to say that? Is it time immemorial or
immemorial? Like time you can't even remember when, since whenever.
It's a basic pattern.
Like forever.
Right. Okay. So now we're the attack is more vicious than any attack that's ever happened. And also it's very, very different. It's so insidious because it doesn't seem to be an extremely violent attack, because all previous attacks were like very gory.
Yeah, getting the boxcar.
Yeah, but
it's
like jackbooted thugs with machine guns, right? Down. Rifle butting people, splitting their heads open, smashing children's head against the wall, like commonly.
They know they can't do that anymore.
Now they're like, "Ooh, that doesn't look good."
Yeah.
And that's going to alarm the herd.
Yeah.
If we can just kind of like get them to take the medicine themselves, poison themselves.
Yeah, we can get them to a trial.
Yeah, we don't need the camps. We don't need the boxcars.
Unbelievable.
Right? We get them to come themselves, and then it happens not all at the same time, and there's no soldiers with machine guns, right? Yeah. Not that many, and there's no
go figure out. Dude, because somebody
posted, the image doesn't look good.
This is
a soldier with a rifle, like.
This is dark humor. Somebody posted a video of all the in Israel, all the car accidents that happened in Israel, like a montage, right? Recently. And they tried to connect it to, the fact that people are like having, heart attacks in the car because of the vaccine. And then all that. And I'm like, that's a bad example of what to show about Israel. There's car accidents every day. You can't correlate them to the vaccine. That's like the worst thing you can use to correlate to the vaccine in Israel. Car accidents.
Even though it's probably
increasing
the car accidents.
Increasing, but I mean, dude, there's so many car accidents in Israel. It's like nobody's gonna notice the difference. Like you should. It's a bad. So it's like go prove Go prove that this thing is killing people. You can't. It's a slow process.
It's not that slow.
It's not that slow, but it's
the nature of it.
Yeah, it's
they made it look like you did it to like
you did it to yourself.
Number one, you did it to yourself. Number two, you don't know what it created, again, plausible deniability.
Yeah. The guy in New Zealand is now saying, "Oh, we didn't force anybody to do anything."
Because people have short memories, right?
Yeah.
And then the people who are like, "What do you mean you didn't force?" Right? But they're like, "Well, I guess what do I do now? And I still want to keep my job. I still want to go on vacation packages.
Yeah.
Right? I want to go on those cruises.
Yeah.
So it's once essentially we were finished as a world, as a population, once we accepted the lifestyle of, just working, being a wage slave, being a comfortably treated slave.
Yeah.
Where everything is taken care of for you. Right?
We were fattened up for the kill.
We were fattened up, right? You were made lazy. You were made complacent. You, me, everybody. And we were made not to we were treated so well that the thought of losing any of our comfort, we'd rather be dead.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's what it, folks. They made you so comfortable that the idea of not having that comfort, you cannot picture your life without the comfort. You essentially made a choice. Like I don't want to really live without the things that I've gotten used to. I just can't picture it. I'm gonna, I'll just take however much time I have, and hopefully, I'll roll the dice. Maybe I'll make it, and if I don't make it, hopefully it'll be quick. You see, it's very undramatic. See, people historically, they respond to drama. That's what gets people riled up, right? To fight back. Yeah. Because of how injustice has an appearance.
This is all very banal and quiet. That's the problem.
Yeah. It looks nothing like what we've seen in the past. In terms of how the majority of the death is occurring, right? You had massive plagues in the past, right? But people were everybody knew there was a plague occurring, and it was very dramatic because people were more religious in the past, and many of them interpreted it as, this is a punishment from God or something of that nature. So it had much more of an impact consciously on what was happening. Like, it was understood there's a plague. Now we have the most devastating plague that's not even recognized as a plague. It's everything but the plague. Yeah. It's stress, or the shower was too hot, or you did too much cardio, or you spent too much time on your phone, or et cetera. Okay, it's just so perfect. And so the question is, like, why would God allow us to be fattened up, to be like, get to such a point where it became just so easy to do this? Yeah. So easy. That's what we're talking about here, folks. How easy it was to carry this out. So easy. Okay. And essentially, the only answer I could think of is that, it's free will. We decided to come home from work, from a job which is meaningless, and turn on the TV. That's it. That's the decision we made. That's what we decided life is.
Yeah.
And this is the result of that decision.
Yeah.
I'm not like preaching, or I'm not admonishing. I'm just stating a fact. That's one thing directly. Okay. We allowed ourselves to be distracted and entertained by empty, useless, vapid entertainment that offered us no progress, or even provided the idea that there needs to be some progress in our experience here in the world, right? Like, even the question of, well, why are we here? What are we really doing here? And then, you can have a group of people talking on the TV discussing what they think. One of them is going to be a religious guy who's going to say stuff like, well, we're here, God created the world, and we're here as a test of faith, as a way of maturing our consciousness, expanding our consciousness, and then the results of our work here will only be evident in the next level of existence, right? We'll have some more of the answers as to what we were actually doing here. And if that kind of stuff was on TV, you'd have people thinking about it, right? And being affected by it, right? That would be the proper use for television. That's not how television was used.
Yeah.
It's not how the internet was used. You could go looking for it. You might find something like, you might find a program somewhere on cable access or PBS or whatever the hell back in the day where people might be having this discussion. But the majority of the resources and the effort into kind of, influencing people what to watch, what they see was to show them vapid entertainment and then to advertise products to them. Okay. And to get them seated and to keep them at home, right? Not experiencing life, not meeting each other, not getting into trouble, not, just keep them home like these passive herd animals, right? With no progress, right? Keep them sick, right? Keep them, like lower the testosterone of the men. That'll, control the population. That'll control also when we need to do something to the masses, and the men, they'll be too weak in their mind and in their spirit and in their bodies to stand up to us. They won't have that aggression that men are famous for having, right? Which is called now they call toxic
masculinity.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the decisions that we made, what we accepted, is why we're here. And we're talking about really like, this is like the American like kind of lifestyle, which actually was exported to Western Europe as well, right? And other places too. And that's the negative side of Esav, the pleasure seeker, right? The fact that he's prone to seeking, leisurely activities and pleasure, and not worrying himself with things that are difficult, challenging, annoying, profound or whatever. He just wants to be entertained and have a great time, right? That's the negative side of it. We talked about the positive side before, which was, you can take pleasure when serving God, right? By doing commandments in a joyous way with whatever. But that's the negative side. Okay. So here we are. Okay. Yeah.